It's you again. I'm Daniel. This is this isn't Chris.
I'm not Chris.
This is Richard Burpark.
Hello.
Rich is the person who on a week-by-week basis does a very competent job. I say competent. Passable. Attempt at editing the superhero show. You do a wonderful job.
You lay it on me now.
Do you know all those great musical cues and audio gags? That's Rich.
That's me.
And he did the great casting slideshow.
That was good.
Didn't resize the images though.
No. Wasn't enough time.
And this is the superhero show. Because Chris is away, Rich has very valiantly stepped into the breach. And have you prepped?
I have a bit of news.
Okay, more than Chris does. Joking.
So, we have an exciting piece of news. I'm going to say this to you.
Okay.
Batman versus Superman versus Captain America 3.
I don't know what you're saying to me. Is that a film?
That's not a film.
I'm confused, Rich.
That's not a film. But what we've got is we've got two films going head-to-head at the box office on May the 6th, 2016. We've got Batman versus Superman versus Captain America 3.
So this is kind of two bits of news, isn't it? Or three bits even. So the first one is we didn't know what Marvel's unconfirmed film for that date was yet. Turns out they're making another standalone Captain America film. The second bit of news is they're going head-to-head, really.
Yeah.
That's the standoff.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's exciting times. I mean, who's going to win? Do you think more people go to see Batman vs Superman or more people to Captain America 3?
I think there's an obvious answer here, and I think it's probably going to be the right answer. It's going to be Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
The huge draw that is Superman, the even bigger draw that is Batman, and then putting them together. And also, I think there's a draw just seeing maybe if it's going to be a bit of a car crash that people expect it will be. Like, there's a lot of kind of bad press around it. There's a lot of expectation, but there's kind of weird casting decisions. I think Ben Affleck's great. Jesse Eisenberg's fine. You just don't know what they're going to be like in the film. But there's a lot of interest, good and bad, around that movie. So I think people will go out of curiosity. But in Cap's favour, by the time that comes around, Captain America 2, Winter Soldier will be out. He'll be more of an established character. And actually, shall we segue into our exciting news?
We should.
Even though we can't talk about it at length, I think we can give our general impression because we can do that on Twitter.
We're allowed.
We saw Captain America 2, Winter Soldier. Actually, there's no 2 in that title. Last night, in fact.
We did. And
shall we say?
Yeah.
We both really liked it.
Really liked it.
Yeah, because we knew a few weeks ago we heard the internal reception at Disney, internal screenings, the feedback was genuinely strong because the directors have been hired again.
Yes.
So we knew that there possibly could be another Captain America film in the works. And they've done a great job. They've
done a fantastic job. I'm going to say this. I didn't like Captain America. Okay, I went into it...
You were pretty lukewarm about it.
Yeah.
I think you were excited to see the film, but just not that fussed about the character.
Exactly.
And that's quite a common, reception of the first movie. I quite liked it. I quite liked that it had a distinctive tone, but it just did nothing for you.
No. So the first one did nothing for me. I just found it filler leading up to the Avengers, and I think they have nailed it with Winter Soldier.
So what did you like so much about it?
They've just made him badass. And I think before he was a bit weak.
Yeah.
There wasn't really much to him, not much character. But this time he's got a lot of personality and you can really see it.
Yeah, I think the difficult thing with Captain America is kind of like Superman. He can be a little bit of an insipid character. Like, he's called Boy Scout. He's kind of a little bit bland. That's the perception of Captain America. And also a bit dated because he is a bit dated.
Yeah.
But in this movie, what I quite like is they don't make him into this big wisecracker. No. There's something incredibly heroic and super heroic about him. All those quotes that came out in the press that we've covered on the show about him actually feeling like a proper superhero, you actually get that in this film. And the last thing I'll probably say on it, because I don't want to be spoiling it, is ahead of reviews, is the fight sequences. I think they're probably some of my favourite in any Marvel movie. The choreography for the hand-to-hand combat is out of this world. It's really blistering, forceful.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
It looks great.
And he feels like a proper superhero.
It really does, yeah.
So, if this film goes down really, really well, as I expect it will do, that probably gives Captain America 3 a little added kind of attraction. But still, what are you going to go for in the end?
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
I'll see both, obviously. Okay. I'll of course go and see both, but Captain America 3, that's going to really hinge off the success of the Avengers 2.
Yeah.
So
Right, so we'd love to know which you think would win at the box office, and also which you think might be the better film. How do people let us know, Rich?
They can let us know at the ever timely email address of IGN_UKfeedback@IGN.com.
I will change it, but maybe I won't, just so we can keep the running gag that no one cares about. So what we're going to do now is to go through a little bit of feedback. Now, we've got so much feedback in recent weeks, and I feel really bad that we haven't gone through it, so I think we might do a mailbag roundup one week.
Yeah, we should.
We do read it all, we really do, I promise you, and some people send in brilliant, considered, insightful emails, so they really deserve, I think, their own kind of breakout show. But 3 bits of feedback here refer back to last week's talking point, which was, will Marvel really ever have the balls to kill off Iron Man and leave him to be dead? The first bit of feedback comes from Simon Hughes. He thinks it would be a disaster for superhero movies, as particularly I think he's referring to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that if nobody ever stays dead. He thinks this is the biggest problem with comic books. And if everything is rewritten and rebooted for a new series, all it does is remove any real sense of jeopardy and threat from a storyline. I think this is something me and Chris picked up on last week.
Yes, yeah.
And I think things have to last. I think, particularly for Marvel, their biggest strength is having a shared continuity. That's why people keep going to see all these films, because they want the next bit in the jigsaw puzzle.
Exactly.
And if you start saying, some of that can be rewritten, it kind of collapses in on itself. Next bit is from Matthew Key. Now, he sees 3 solutions. Now, I want to get your opinion on these.
Okay.
1, if Robert Downey Jr. he thinks is the best Tony Stark in his opinion, but he thinks Marvel can do one of 3 things. 1, recast Iron Man.
Of course you can. Who would have thought Robert Downey Jr. would be good as Iron Man?
Yeah, but you think he can be recast?
Eventually. Not anytime soon, but I think eventually he can be recast. What's Ben Affleck going to do to Batman?
He's going to ruin it, Rich. No, he's not. Well, I'm impartial. What?
Very impartial.
Anyway, secondly, they can write him off in the cinematic universe in a very creative way. In the comics, Tony Stark does leave the Avengers to join the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, we have Guardians of the Galaxy on the horizon, possible talks of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Maybe they just write him out that way. But I can't see... Maybe he goes off on his intergalactic travels?
Maybe. See, I see Iron Man, he's a figure, isn't he? He's a figure for the human race, and even though he's a big personality as Tony Stark, there's always going to be an Iron Man in existence, because that's just technology.
Yeah. So you're saying that even if the Tony Stark character... That's the big part. Through the Iron Man character, they've established Stark Industries as a major player in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's lots of these kind of factions at play in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. We've got Stark Industries, you've got S.H.I.E.L.D., you've got Hydra, all kind of interweaving and vying for control. So I think you're right, that will live on after him if he disappears as a character. It will still shape the world. War Machine's still around. Thirdly, is they kill him off, but they replace him with Rhodey. So War Machine can step into the Avengers fold. Now this is something we've talked about in the past, that you get rid of one of your established characters, you still got 3 the bankable stars. You've got Captain America, you've got Thor, and then you plug in a new one. And obviously War Machine is probably the most palatable replacement, because it's very similar in powers to Iron Man.
Exactly, and I think in Iron Man 3 they really developed that character. I think he's a very likeable character.
I think Don Cheadle's a good...
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah. But is he...
But he's not...
He's not Iron Man.
He's just not Iron Man.
He's not... Nobody's Iron Man. And that's the problem that they are going to face.
I think they should get the kid from Iron Man 3 to be Iron Man. Well, later down the line.
Not now, a little tiny suit. Yeah. Just in the helmet. Terrible idea, Rich. Terrible.
That's why I'm not on the show.
Thirdly, Harry's written in, I think this is a really interesting one, is I think Pepper Potts would do a really great job as a replacement with her rescue armour from Matt Fraction's comic. Now, you can actually play as Rescue in Marvel Lego Superheroes game,
can you?
Which is very cool.
That's cool.
This is a question that we've got quite a lot in the feedback, is when will we ever see this kind of standalone movie with a female protagonist, whether it's Wonder Woman, whether it's Black Widow, or now even Rescue. And I think that's a question we should actually deal with in a separate show, because I think it's a big one. It is worth addressing in great length. What do you think of that idea, though, Pepper?
I can see it.
Like, Scarlett Johansson is a major part of Captain America too.
Yes, she is, and
I almost think she's like joint top billing, really. It could be called the Captain America and Black Widow film.
Yeah, definitely. And after seeing Captain America 2, I do think I would like to see a standalone Black Widow film.
You're saying you'd like to see more Scarlett Johansson?
Of course. Who wouldn't?
Terrible.
But she's a great character.
Yeah, I actually think Black Widow's got so much better, and I think Captain America 2 is the finest Black Widow. She's got the most to do, she has the most impact, she really shapes the story.
Yeah.
Whereas she was quite a throwaway character in Iron Man 2. They've really developed her. And I think it shows that it's not only Joss Whedon who can write a credible female protagonist in a Marvel movie, they do a great job. So could you see Pepper Potts maybe taking over as Rescue, stepping into a more heroic role, or maybe using her extremist powers?
Do you know what? I don't know if Pepper Potts could hold my attention for a whole film.
Okay.
But once again, Black Widow film, I'd love to see that.
I think Black Widow's absolutely fantastic in Captain America 2, so
exactly,
it's a good idea.
Yep. And speaking of Black Widow and Captain America 2, we are actually interviewing the cast next week. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask them,
or anything you want us to do with them within reason.
Yeah, we can't do any weird stuff. But any thoughts or suggestions, send them to IGN_UK feedback@IGN.com.
Yeah, so that's it for the superhero show this week. Chris might be back next week, might not be, I don't know. If you prefer Rich, let us know in the comments below. I'll see you next week.